I said, what about the night that I was the love god? The stud muffin for 63 minutes. Should have coursed the night when the clocks went forward. Oh, God. I'm kidding, I love her very much. She's a lovely lady, she really is. Yeah, she's great. She's at home, she's not here. It's great shit, she'll have a great time. Sometimes the disco goes on till like 2, 3, 4, 5 past 10 some nights. You can get drunk for £1,000, though. So. I'm going to try one more go for these, one more go. This lady went to the doctors with a baby in her arms. She said, doctor, this baby won't feed. What am I doing wrong? Won't take its food. Doctor said, let's have a look. I will examine you. Will you unbutton the blouse? I removed the brassiere. Twang. On arrest, just for these. He examined her thus. On arrest, fella, just for these. He said, I'm surprised it won't feed. You have no milk. She said, I'm not the mother. Got no ending, I've got no ending, it's the end. I love my wife, as I said. I've got lovely kids, 3 lovely kids, 3 girls, all named after precious stones. Got Ruby, Jade, and Pumice. And I phoned home. I've got a terrible cold. Thanks for laughing, I've got a cold. She's not laughing, thanks. I phoned home last week, I was away, and you know when you phone home, you know there's a problem. When I phone home and it's okay, my wife speaks like this. Hi darling, yes we all love you, yes we miss you, yes our girls are all doing really well, bye darling, bye. But you know by the tone of her voice how things are, you know. I called home, she sounded like one of them orcs from Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. And they just become my daughters when there's a problem. They're not heirs anymore, they're just mine. Speak to your daughters! I can't do anything with your daughters. Speak to your daughters! Well, the youngest one, Pumice, she's been out and had her tongue pierced without even asking us, right? 15. I rang home, I said, Pumice, love, Pum. Why have you done that? She said, well Dad, it's really, really trendy. The boys find it very attractive, and anyway it's my tongue. What she didn't, what she said was, well that is... This girl is 15. She's never in her life ever seen any photographic evidence of the old comedian Max Wall, but she wants to dress like him. Half the audience googling Max Wall. I've got grandchildren, got grandson. Any grandparents in? Yes. It's the best job in the world, isn't it? Am I right? Or what? Yeah? Yes. I love being a grandparent. Job description, get him on a Friday, pump him full of sugar, give him back on a Monday. Goes down my path like that. Wyatt. He's clever. He's 5 years of age. He was at the beach the other week and he come home with his little bucket and spade and he put a bucket down by the side of my chair. He said, Grandad! I said, what? He said, will you kick that? I said, why? Because when you do, Mum said we can go to Disney. It's got no filter. You know, as you get older, you get a filter, don't you? You see things and you think, well, I can't talk about it, but look at that. You know, you think and you transmit it to your partner or your mate. You go, well, he hasn't got that yet. He just talks about things, and really embarrassingly so. And you know, when you don't want to talk about it, like we were in the bank the other week. I took him with me, and there's a woman in front of us, right? Well, she's big, a big woman. Well, I mean, it's fine, but he saw her, and he's got no filter, talking to me, and they talk loud. Kids, don't they? They've got no whisper facility. And he saw her, he was like that. Wow! Look at the size of her, Grandad! She's massive! Look at her! I said, please, Jacob, it's embarrassing for the poor lady. Stop it. Just then this lady started getting a text on her phone. Her phone went beep beep, beep beep, beep beep. You mean, watch it, Grandad? She's going to reverse! It's because kids don't go out and play good games anymore like we used to play. Good games like knocking on doors and running away, do they? Well, they do, but now that's called Parcel Force. But I remember when... You could go into the bank and get into 4 or 5 different lines to 4 or 5 different cashiers or tellers. Remember those days? Yes? Yeah. You can't do it now. You've got to use a system. Like a zigzag thing. They're telling us, adults, in 2019, that we can't line up. We need help. We need herding, like sheep. They put little barriers up for us to walk around, like a zigzag thing. I went into the bank the other week. The place was empty. I could have gone round, but I thought, no, I won't. I'll use it. Show them how ridiculous it is. I walk into the bank like this, right? I got to the front, said to the girl behind the glass, could you check my balance? Well, she got up and she pushed me.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I was waiting to get some money out and this robber come in. This robber, he was a real desperado. He had a stocking on over his face so nobody would recognise him. And he had a gun. Well, he ran into the bank like this, right? And he waited because it wasn't his turn. No, seriously, can you hear my chest? I mean, I'm so unfit. I'm trying to stop smoking. I went to the doctors. He gave me these patches. Hey, they're good. They work. You put one over each eye. Can't find your cigarettes, you know. And we've got to stop smoking in our house. My mum was really bad asthmatic. She just moved back in with us. She had one of those obscene phone calls the other week. The fellow went... My mum went... The fellow said, hang on, did I phone you or did you call me? What's going on? She'd mad me, mum, 85. I went to see her the other week. There was 2 shopping trolleys in the garden. I said, where'd you get them from? She said, Tesco's are only £1. She's got that Sky Plus, she can't use it, Sky Plus. I went on to show her how to use it. She said, I'd love a cup of coffee now. She said, but Emmerdale's going to start. I said, it's okay. Just pause it while you put the kettle on. She said, well, what about everybody else who's watching it? The other week she was making a cake. It took her hours to make this cake. I said, why are you taking so long? She said, because there's a celebrity judge at the summer fair. I said, who's the judge? She said, Mary Berry. I was excited. I wanted to meet her. I went to the fair. The judge came out. It was the mayor of Bury. She was mad when we were kids. We never had a car. We went everywhere on the bus. One day we were going to Chester Zoo. The bus was coming along. She said to me, turn round, loads of brothers and sisters. I'm the youngest. Still am. She... 5, 6, 7, 8. She said, no, listen, I'm not paying full fare for you, me. When this bus gets here, you're not 4, you're 3. Do you understand? Yes. How old are you? I'm 3. I am 3. I'm 3. The bus comes along, it stops, doors open, everybody piles on, I'm last. Driver says, you're a nice little boy, how old are you? I'm 3, and when are you 4? When I get back off the bus. So the robber is waiting, sorry, when we were up to, right? There's like 6 windows in front of him, and behind window number 1, the lady was counting out £25,000 in crisp, 10 and £20 notes.
Ooh.
This side went, ooh, they went, ooh. Get off, we haven't eaten for half an hour. And he looks and he thinks, right, I'm going to go to that window. I'm going to say, right, you get the money in the bag right now and no one gets hurt. Don't press the alarms and I'll pull the trigger, yeah. And he's about to step forward and that voice from nowhere said, cashier number 5, please. Well, you are a lovely audience, you really are, and I'm very hard to please, you've done well. It's a romantic ship, this. I was taught there were some newlyweds in the first show. It was busy. And I don't know if we've got any newlyweds in. Any newlyweds in the second show? No, wait. Over there and over there. Yeah, you go, whatever. An Australian newlywed. Whereabouts are you from? Whereabouts? Where? York. Good to see you. And how long have you been married, mate? 1 week. When you said 1 week, you said, no, it's not, it's bloody 6!
Fucking awesome.
You've had it, mate, you've had it! First rule of being married, always remember how long you've been married. Don't do what I did, I was at a party, my mate said, how long have you been married now to your missus? I said, I don't know. I looked at her and I said, how long is it now, love? Is it 3 World Cups now, isn't it? Never. It's great, that. 6 weeks, give him a round of applause. That's lovely, that. It's nice. I'm glad you're here, guys. Having a great time. It must be going well then, 6 weeks in, and here you are, 10 past 11 almost, and you sat watching a comic from Liverpool. Excitement's still there. You're still holding hands, using little pet names like that. You know, you can spot newlyweds because they're the ones holding hands like that. Come on, little lamb. Coming, Foxy. And they can spot the people who've been married for a lot longer than that because they still use pet names, but the animals just get bigger. Come on, you fat cow! You see him on here? You see romance all the time. They keep a room, you know. They keep a room in case you meet anybody single. Any Singletons here? Oh, he's getting on my nerves now. Who's driving when you're down here, Captain? They keep a room, right? And if you meet somebody on the ship, you can have the room, you can share, you got to pay, like, but you can have the room if you meet somebody. Well, the other week, right, there was a man and a woman, they met in the disco upstairs, right? And they got the room. They did. They paid extra to have the room. The Singleton's room is called. Well, 2:30 in the morning one night. They've been there about 3 or 4 nights, and it was all going well. About 2:30 in the morning, she's in the top bunk, he's in the bottom bunk. And beds. She said, "Are you awake?" He said, "Yes." She said, "I'm awfully cold." I know it's October, it's not the 31st yet, is it? She said, "Are you awake?" He said, "Yes." She said, "I'm awfully cold." So I'll go and get you a blanket. She said, "Well, we could pretend we're married." He said, "Okay, get your own bloody blanket." I'm lucky. I get to do some great shows. I've been working in Blackpool this summer. I've been in season. Well, I haven't been in season. You know what I mean? I'm not in season. I'm working there. I was stood there looking up at Blackpool Tower. This woman come over. She said, "But do you fancy a bit?" I said, "Why are they taking it down?" I had to find myself somewhere to stay. Went to one of those little guest houses, you know, the bed and breakfast along the seafront. Knocked at the door. Landlady came out. She said, "It's £100 a night and I don't want any kids." I said, "I'll be as careful as I can." I was on the beach, little old lady, little old man sitting on deck chairs. She said, "You know what?" She said, "My bum's gone to sleep." He said, "I know, I've just heard it snoring." There was a man, there was a head on the beach. Oh my God. He said, "Thank God you're here." He said, "I'm sinking, this is quicksand." I said, "Stay where you are." "Stay where you are, I'll get a shovel." He said, "Make it a big one, I'm sat on a donkey." But you have been lovely, ladies and gentlemen. I just have one request. If you do see me around the ship in the next couple of days, please do leave me alone. I'm on my holidays. And no, I'm only kidding. I'm going to meet an old friend of mine, an old lady I used to know from many, many years ago. In about half an hour, I'll be with her again. Stella Artois. And you've got some great acts coming on in the next few weeks, ladies and gentlemen. You really have. You've got a one-legged tap dancer coming on. He does Neil Mother Brown, not for long, but it goes down well. And I wish I was out there watching this and thinking, why, like you are. And no, you really have been a lovely audience. I've got some DVDs for sale, ladies and gentlemen, if anybody's interested. I've got all of the Rocky films. I don't watch them anymore. The Magnificent Seven, you can buy that as well. The next sort of couple of minutes you're going to watch, the next sort of 3 or 4 minutes, is my encore. This is my encore. It started. Thank you. The reason I tell you that is, you'll see some acts this week get to this point in the show and they shout, "Good night!" and they run off and they wait round there and everybody goes mad. Then they come back out and do another 5 minutes. I don't do that. I'll tell you why. Last time I was here, I got to this point in the show and I shouted, "Good night!" and I ran off and I waited. And when I come back out, they'd all left. I will be on your TV screens very, very soon. Embarrassing Bodies, Channel 4, don't miss it. Couples argue, silly arguments. The most common argument within a marriage, you know what the most common argument is? Who's more deaf? That's the most common argument, who's more deaf? Me and my wife argue mainly about two things. Yeah, sex and money. I think she's charging you too much. But the most common argument is who's more deaf. And I said, "I think my wife's more deaf than me." She said, "I'm more deaf than her. What can I do?" What you got to do is go home tonight in a nice clear voice, say, "What's for dinner?" Then go a bit louder, a little bit closer. "What's for dinner?" Then go really loud right up behind her. "What's for dinner?" Then she'll get the message that you think she's more deaf than you. She said, "I'm going to try that." When he went in, opened the door, "What's for dinner?" He said, "Nothing." Got a bit louder, a little bit closer. "What's for dinner?" "Nothing." He's got really loud right up behind her. "What's for dinner?" She said for the 3rd time, "Chicken!" And I want to be romantic this week. I want you all to be romantic. Rediscover your romantic. Support your wives, because I tell you why, it's hard work when you're on a ship like this, you know, for a wife and everything, you know. Keeping flat shoes back. Just in case. A story about the lovely couple just before I do go. I'm okay, it's cold. A story about the lady and the gentleman who were on a very similar voyage to you good people now. On the last night of the voyage, the lady was in the shower, she got out of the shower and she's drying herself off, stark naked, in front of that full-length mirror outside the bathroom, which I always think is a great idea, P&O, thank you. Here you are on the first night of an eat-a-thon. And outside the bathroom, there's a full-length mirror. Thank you for that. Great thinking. Cheers. Well, she's stark naked, drying herself off in front of that mirror, and her husband's lying on the bed, playing with his Kindle, and then... She said, look at the state of me, look at the state of me! I've let myself go this past 14 nights. God, look at me boobs, look at me boobs. God, gone further south than the ship. Look at me belly, God, just look at me belly. It's like a big plate of jelly. Me thighs, God, look at me thighs. They rub together when I walk. She said, for God's sake, say something positive about me. He said, well, your eyesight's spot on. You're a lovely crowd. I'll see you in a couple of nights' time. God bless you. See you again.